The Lexus came back, the one I did the wiring on, and I guess the good news is it didn't come back for that same reason. It came back for something else. We're dealing with O2 sensor heating circuit codes, and it's for the both downstream sensors. So post-cat sensors. I have sensors here. We have two. He had wound up getting off of Amazon. One of them that he was considering getting was a frequently returned item, not sure why, but I can show you that there are some differences with the aftermarket versus the new one, not only lengthwise. I'm stuck. So lengthwise, the old one is about 4 inches longer, and then the old one, factory one, also has a grommet that will connect on the cab, so to prevent any type of insect or debris from getting in there. The new one don't have that. It's just a straight universal sensor with the matching connector. So simply put, the heating circuit, only thing it really do, not to go give you the whole history on oxygen sensors, but the old ones only had a signal wire. That's all they had. I think this is going to be the signal. I can't remember. Now they wound up graduating to having a heating element. The heating element has been around for decades, and essentially what it's going to do is heat up that filament inside the tip of the oxygen sensor, so it'll read sooner. Before, when it only had a single wire on single wire sensors, it utilized the exhaust system to heat up the oxygen sensor. That was its sole dependency that was dedicated to its performance, and that will also inhibit any type of performance that the vehicle would lag if the exhaust temperatures aren't right. But now we have heating elements, and we have a lot more advanced sensors. So that was that. So we're dealing with the heating element. It needs to have a resistance value on these around about, I usually deal with them about 16 ohms. I've had some, I swear to you, were around 6 ohms. I swear, but call me crazy. I'm gonna measure these. I don't know what the factory spec is. Maybe we can cook up on a factory one that's upstream, that's working, get a resistance value. But then again, it looks pretty old, and then it looks aftermarket too. So I don't know. I think we're just going to utilize the ohm readings from the aftermarket ones. As long as they have a value, they have the potential of generating an amp draw, which will short out the filament and get hot. So that's the main thing. So without further ado, let's get a value from these sensors. So here we have the old one. I have my test meter on ohms. I'm going to test the circuit first. These are like very common replacements, and just on vehicles just in general. Some of these new ones are a complete different story. So yep, all right, we got about 0.5 ohms, which is a good connection. Here's the old one. We're just going to simply go to the two matching wires. Doesn't matter if it's negative or positive on either one, because they all go to the heating element. They're not directionally specific, and this is an open circuit. Now mind you, if I come over and touch my lead here, it goes to that we have a good circuit with the ohm meter, but this is an open circuit here, and it's not doing anything. Let's take the new one, get a value for that. They have the same colors. We're going to go to black on black. That's what we're going, just these two right here. And we have 11.4 ohms. Now I have two aftermarket ones. I did test the other one. They're both at 11.4 ohms, so I'm not going to, complain about that. And I'm pretty sure these are temperature. Depending on the temperature, it's going to give you a different value. But as long as it's around about 11 ohms, give or take 5%, we're in good shape, because the only thing it's going to do is going to short out anyway. That's what generates heat. It's that resistance, and it has to have a bridge contact. The old one don't, so this is going to garbage. the new one do, and this is what's going on in the vehicle. So right now I am under the car, and I have the, I can't remember if that's bank 1 or bank 2, but I have that one out. The other one is accessible from the top here, but I'm gonna get this some good camera angles and get these out of here. So let's get this oxygen sensor installed, and then maybe we can pull up some oscilloscope information and see how the current ramp changes. So we're on the passenger side of the car, underneath, obviously. So the cool thing about the Amazon sensor, at least it comes with some anti-seize on it. I did not clean out this bore, I just pulled the old one out. So we're just gonna get this one screwed in here. It wouldn't be a bad idea to pop some additional anti-seize on it, but this is not like something that's gonna come out frequently. I mean, if your oxygen sensors are coming out frequently, there's something else going on. Snug it just like that. Here's a retaining slot here. Hopefully this will work out, even though there's a length difference. And then there's a hole up through here. There's our hole there. And that was where the grommet would go to seal this area here. I mean, could probably pop that out and cut a slit in it to make it universal. That'll fit over here. That's probably something I could do. Let me see how much wire I got, because I'd rather have it sit here and not fill this cavity than not sit here and rub up against something else and fill this cavity. So let's see how it connects to the connector. So it's right here under the carpet. Got plenty of room, seems like. Where we're going to be going. Yeah, it is a little snug. See how it's kind of sitting up this, it's not relaxed. So I might have to take it off of that little bracket. Let me see what I can do. So I'm pulling it out of here. The plan is to probably take this heat shield, pry it back, and just allow it to, that'll be what retains this cable. Let me see how relaxed it is sitting up here. And if so, then I'll just cut like a little slit, and the heat shield is what's gonna keep this cable together. Yeah, that's a lot better. So I can relax it this way. I mean, I just barely have enough room, so I'm still gonna, I don't know, because the 4 inches made a big difference. Does that sound right? Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it like that. So this is what it looks like plugged in, the carpet put back. I'm gonna have to leave it like this because I don't, because I'm kind of damned if I do, damned if I don't situation. If I lock it in place here, I don't have much wiggle room if the exhaust decides to move. But then again, well, probably could go down here. Look at that bend right there. We're gonna leave it like this. If we have any problems, it's a $20 sensor. I can't expect much. And in all honesty, what I could do is just probably put an extension from the old one up there, just wire that in. But to be 100% transparent, what if the customer wanted to exercise a warranty? But then again, it's a $20 sensor. It's like a quarter of the price of what a regular sensor is going to be. Probably like 1/8 of the price, honestly. So I'm just going to leave it alone. Let's get this other one down here out, which I kind of got loose. It's actually not even straight, it's kind of bent. So the new one is actually longer than the old one by several inches. So you're going to have a lot more wire going to the connector on the frame here. This hose is going to be in the way through the intake, but you get the general idea. Where's that wire? Here you go. So this is where we're going to be plugged in. See how long the wire is. This will just go in the back and go around some things like this. And then we can just plug it in. That's that. You can still tuck it behind some other wires. Under other wiring harnesses, so yeah, we're good. So I have my amp clamp hooked up on the heating circuit. If I get my hand down here, I'm on the smallest one. So for every 1 millivolt on our time base or on our oscilloscope is going to be 10 milliamps. So 10 times 10, so 10 millivolts, that's going to be 100 milliamps. So every 100 milliamps is going to be 1 amp on the scale that I'm on right now. Why is it jumping up and down? Let me make sure it's zeroed out. Zero. Okay, we're zeroed out. We're logged in here, so let's start it up and see what it produces. So for every 100 millivolts, we'll be at 1 amp. Let's see if it's around that range there. I'm gonna put it on 200 millivolts, which will be 2 amps. What happened here? So it dropped off. Hit about a amp spike there and it tapered off. That's interesting. I wonder if it's because of the check engine light. Let me clear the code and see if it goes back to normal operation. See, there should be codes in there. Sometimes when you hit a check engine light, it'll like have a pass-through algorithm with the system, and it'll just negate it and not operate the circuit for the sense of protection. But I don't know, being that this car like a 2000, I don't know how if it's that advanced or not. So we got 2 codes present, unless I created some with the sensor disconnected. I don't know. So heater circuit on bank 1, bank 2. Yep, bank 1, bank 1, sensor 2, bank 2, sensor 2. Let's kill those codes. I'll have to see if the heater circuit is actually active, but it's weird. It's not. staying up. Let me go into the bidirectional portion and see if the heater circuit is actually active. Fuel heater monitor is incomplete. Oxygen fuel heater monitor available. Maybe because I'm thinking about the newer oxygen sensors where they give you heater information and amp draw. This is not in here on the bidirectional portion, so let me go to active test because it's a possibility that blip that we saw with the amp draw was this integrity test during startup. Maybe I got line pressure, variable, air ratio. Wow, I'm not going to have heater circuit tests or anything. I guess this doesn't have it. I guess the vehicle has to be driven to go through its monitor. Because I'd imagine if it's pulling amps, it's going to have a constant amp draw. It shouldn't just have a blip like that. So I got my equipment back working. What happened, my BNC cable failed. This is the second one in 2 days that failed. Usually I have these short out, and I did a YouTube video on them failing, but that's why we wasn't getting an amp value. But now we do. So right now the value for the amp clamp is around so we're at 40 millivolts, which is about 400 milliamps. I got a 12 volt trace up there, and that's working also just fine. That's connected to the amp clamp also. So if I shut it down, we should see the amp graduate as the voltage increase. So let me do that. Amps also increase gradual. So yeah, hit a voltage spike, and because it's shorted out, it's not going to graduate, but it definitely declined and leveled out. Let me see if I can. So we're at 40, which is 400 millivolts, because 100 is going to be 1 amp. So it's a little bit less than that. Oh shoot, I put on the wrong one, sorry. So used to going to 1 volt. So it's a little bit higher now. I can't get between that. So we're close to 1 amp actually. Take that off. There's 100's here, but if I go on 100 scale, because there's so much noise, that's why. Let me put a low pass filter on here. It should level it out on, uh-oh, that's not where I need to be. Let me see what it looks like now. Clean up a little bit. Am I going the right one? Yeah. It's a little better. So even though on a larger scale it's around, on a 200 millivolt scale it's showing around 40, but on 100 it's showing around 90. Let me go to measurement. Let's go to maximum. It's weird. I think that's measurement spike, but let me go to average. Let's see average. Yeah, so 84 millivolts. So we're close to 1 amp. Change that. and it's 35. I don't know why I do that. That's weird. That's weird. But the main thing is we got 12 volts and it's functioning, so we have some sort of draw. That's the main thing. And I guess one thing I could just tell you just to test your equipment. So I took my leads and checked for battery voltage. That's why I got the other channel up there at 12 volts or around 13. So the sensor worked and we're good. So we're good. We're in good shape. I ain't got no questions or concerns about this circuit not working. I'm pretty sure even though these were aftermarket sensors, we do have resistance value on the sensor and we do have functionality. I don't know if this system is intelligent enough to need or require a specific amount of amperage. I think it's just simply just dumb and stupid to the point where it just need a feedback loop. Now, mind you, those other sensors didn't have any connection, so it only recognized a feedback. You probably could put a bulb in this thing and it will work and think that it's doing what it's supposed to do, because I don't think this system is that intelligent. Just my assumption there, but what do I know? I didn't design this system. We'll see how long these sensors from Amazon last. I didn't buy them, customer bought it. He bought a couple other things from them before, but you know, it's roll the dice with these things. We did a resistance test and the resistance did come up equally balanced with both of them. They both had 11.2 ohms. And I'm pretty sure if I test the circuit at the other bank, it's going to work the same way. Again, they both had broken connection, just the open circuit. They're closed with resistance and they're working. I'm going to take it on test drive anyway, make sure it goes through some, see if it'll pass a heater circuit test. If not, then I can sleep well. I can sleep well knowing this is going to be taken care of. And then on top of that, I didn't even buy them. So technically I don't have to drive it. It's a customer purchase item. Hey, but then anything happened, I'll definitely update. Labor time on replacing these was like, could have done this, both of these in an hour. So I'd imagine charging will be for an hour will be conducive for anybody. It's for both downstreams. They're very accessible. If anything happened, I'll definitely update. Hit that link, subscribe to the channel, stay informed, how to reach my work. See you on the next one.